In Emmerdale next week, Joe Tate ramps up his plan to ruin Robert Sugden's agricultural future through fresh blackmail tactics, but the Dingle clan pulls off a flawless robbery to strike back at the Tates. Determined to create a farm of his own, Cain Dingle gains the advantage over Joe by secretly reclaiming the cattle from butlers right under his watchful eye. Still, this countryside conflict is only getting started. An insider shares that Joe thrives on others' suffering. He won't stop until he's extremely wealthy. The Dingles are financially ruined, and the farm is completely wiped out. He currently has Robert cornered, but the Dingles are cunning enough to turn the situation around. Enjoying his control, Joe pressures both Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle, forcing them into selling their livestock. Robert already feels like he's failing his loved ones, but after Aaron encourages him to hold on to his dream of preserving the family legacy, he regains determination. Meanwhile, Matty Barton and Mackenzie Boyd continue working in their usual roles while secretly acting as informants, helping Sam Dingle develop the Dingle farm. However, when Mackenzie admits they don't have enough money to purchase the herd from Joe, Cain's plan faces a serious blow. Later on, Sam misses a key meeting about farming equipment, dealing another heavy hit to Cain's ambitions. As night falls, a mysterious hooded person sneaks onto Emmerdale Farm and steals the cattle. Joe immediately blames Robert, though he has no involvement, prompting Joe and Graham Foster to set off in pursuit. Joe becomes convinced the Dingles are responsible. They confidently deny it, but elsewhere on a quiet country road, the real thief is revealed when the hood is pulled back. It's Belle Dingle. Unlike some of her relatives, Belle lacks experience in such schemes, and when she accidentally leaves a tracking device attached to the bull, panic quickly sets in. Joe speeds after the animal along rural roads, thinking he's finally gaining the upper hand. But he soon realizes he underestimated the Dingles, as he's abruptly halted by a clever diversion set up by the family. The question remains, will Joe and Graham recover the herd and push Robert and Aaron toward disaster, or will the crafty Dingles hold on to the cattle as they establish their own competing farm? Emmerdale reveals an unexpected twist as Kim Tate forms a surprising new bond. Viewers will watch a possible friendship start to take shape next week, as Chas Dingle and Kim finally discover some shared understanding. Over the years, the two women have rarely seen eye to eye, and Chas has every reason to resent Kim following the Tate family's takeover of Butler's farm. Despite the long-running rivalry between their families affecting the whole village, Chas is taken aback when she ends up chatting with Kim over drinks at the Woolpack, and their exchange remains calm. Rather than ending in conflict, it appears these strong personalities may actually appreciate certain qualities in one another. An insider hints that, considering their past, it's surprising they'd even acknowledge each other, especially remembering when Chas's mother, Faith Dingle, once pushed Kim from a balcony. Still, both women share the experience of dealing with difficult men in their lives, something that creates a sense of mutual respect. The big question is whether this peaceful moment over drinks is just temporary or the start of a genuine connection. Getting here hasn't been easy. Recently, Kim went to the Woolpack after the Butler's farm deal and attempted to make peace to prevent tensions from escalating further. However, Kim was left irritated when Chas rejected her gesture, telling her to take her business elsewhere after everything the Tate family had done. Their situation didn't improve the following day when they ran into each other at the village shop, where Kim showed concern for Paddy Dingle and Dylan Penders following their arrests, only to be met with another cold response from Chas. Sources say Kim feels unfairly blamed for recent events, insisting her arrangement with Moira Dingle over Butler's farm was a fair business decision made in the best interest of Moira's family. While Joe Tate may have overstepped the mark several times, Kim has mostly kept her distance from his actions. Could Chas finally begin to see that Kim isn't entirely the villain she once believed? Emmerdale appears to hint at who might finally bring down Joe Tate, and it's not Lydia Dingle or Graham Foster. Joe could be heading toward his downfall after making countless enemies across the village, with many residents eager to see him face consequences for his ruthless behavior, including blackmail and setting up Moira Dingle. A new suspect has seemingly emerged in recent scenes. Previously, viewers watched Joe drug his own brother Noah Dingle before stealing a kidney from his uncle Caleb Milligan. As if that wasn't shocking enough, earlier this year, he also threatened the Sugden family after Victoria Sugden killed her brother John Sugden in self-defense. He forced them to hand over their farmland and then manipulated Robert Sugden into planting fake identification papers in Moira's house, making it appear she was involved in Celia Daniels' criminal activity. However, the plan spiraled when those crimes were exposed as part of a human trafficking operation, leaving Moira in serious legal danger. Joe orchestrated everything to pressure Moira into selling her land, and recently his scheme paid off when she agreed to the deal while still behind bars for a double murder she didn't commit. Things took another turn when Joe discovered he wouldn't inherit Home Farm if Kim Tate were to die, making him fear his efforts had been pointless. Believing the estate should belong to him, he was furious to learn Kim intended to leave it to Lydia in her will. Just like with the farm conflict, Joe became determined to secure his desired outcome and began targeting Lydia, seemingly aiming to remove her from the picture so he could claim Home Farm. But when someone close to him uncovered his intentions toward Lydia, they stepped in to intervene. Graham learned about the scheme and took drastic action to stop it from going any further. He revealed everything to Joe's partner, Dawn Taylor, leaving her disgusted by what she heard. Dawn confronted Joe, urging him to stop acting immaturely and focus on what truly matters. She pointed out that his priorities were completely misplaced if he cared more about owning a grand house than about his loved ones. When Joe admitted his feelings had been hurt, Dawn advised him to be honest with Kim and handle the situation like an adult. Now that Dawn has made it clear she won't support his harsh and heartless tactics, could she be the one to expose him? If she uncovers the full truth about what he's done to Moira and the Sugdens, might she take matters into her own hands and finally bring his reign to an end? Another former Emmerdale cast member has shared their reaction following the show's major shake-up. Plenty of viewers have already voiced their opinions after it was announced that Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle would be stepping in to run Butler's farm. However, it's not just fans discussing the twist. Past stars have also joined the conversation. With Moira Dingle in prison and Cain Dingle dealing with cancer treatment, the manipulative Tates seized their opportunity and purchased the farm. In an unexpected turn, though, Joe Tate placed Robert and Aaron in charge. Of course, the storyline is far from finished, but the couple are determined to bring the farm back to its former success. With a Sugden reclaiming their legacy, the heart of Emmerdale Farm feels restored once more. Earlier in the week, the ITV drama posted about the storyline update on its official social media pages, prompting former cast members Kelvin Fletcher and Adam Thomas to react on Instagram. Thomas, who portrayed Adam Barton for nearly a decade before leaving in 2018, joked that his character wouldn't be pleased with the changes at the farm, while Fletcher, known for playing Andy Sugden, said he was a big fan of the development. Lyndon Ogborn, who previously appeared as Nathan Wilde, also joined in with a humorous comment and even hinted at a possible comeback. He joked that perhaps Nathan might have something to say about it, suggesting that nobody had checked the fine print, sparking excitement among fans who said they would love to see him return. Show producer Laura Shaw also weighed in, explaining that the storyline marks a return to the show's roots and mirrors the early days when Annie Sugden and her sons, Jack Sugden and Joe Sugden, worked the land. She added that Robert is determined to honour his father's legacy, and alongside Aaron, is fully committed to making the farm succeed in this new chapter. Emmerdale airs on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV and is also available for streaming on ITVX.